Well guys, I've made it out to the garden and got all the animals fed and watered and cared for and checked on, made sure they still have water this afternoon, and some of them needed more water, and so we got that taken care of. And I've got Foxy and Sadie out here with me. Everybody else has gone off the farm for a little while, so I like having them here with me. I don't know why they would just lick somebody to death if they came up here, but still it's just a little bit of comfort having the dogs here with me. But I got to make sure that they behave themselves and try not to catch the ducks or the little chickens. So we'll go out through here in the garden and I'll show you the things that are doing really good, things that are kind of struggling just a little bit. And I also want to show you how the dirt is looking. It looks really dry. The top layer is dry. We really need some rain. But when you're digging down and you're hoeing and running the tiller through and stuff, there's still some moisture in the dirt. So we're not 100% dry, but we need the rain. And that's why I told you guys when we were getting all that rain, the 4.5 weeks of rain, I wasn't going to complain, because I knew come the hot summertime that we would have some days of dry, and we're there. But thank goodness for the breeze. Oh, it feels so good. And I hope it's not disturbing y'all too much, but it's helping me. Now somebody asked me, didn't you have a hat? And I do have a hat. In fact, I have a hat that looks just like the hat that Sarah on Living Traditions Homestead wears. And I wear it most of the time, but sometimes I forget to wear it, and if it's breezy like this, I have to wear that chin strap, and it just gets me all hot and I think sometimes it makes me hotter. But I do know that I need to try and stay out of the sun as much as possible. It's late afternoon, and so I'll get this video made and then I'll get back into the cool. But y'all come along and you'll get to see what we've got going here at Cedar Creek. Here's a look at some of the cabbage. And we need to get out here and hoe. You got some grass growing in there too, but the cabbages are starting to look a lot better, and I'm so thankful for it. And the row goes down. We haven't missed very many, haven't had to pull very many of them out, except that last one that was so buggy, and we left it just to try to tempt the bugs to eat it instead. Believe it or not, guys, this is the head that was so buggy and chewed up, and I got so tickled about it. But it has these outer leaves that look really, really bad, but it's rebounded. Now, I've seen some of you with great big giant beautiful heads of cabbage. Ours are probably not going to reach that, but hey, I'm thankful for some skillets of fried cabbage, and it wasn't a total loss, and I'm thankful for that. So I have a whole row of cabbage that's bouncing back. Here we are in our cucumber patch, and I'll get down there and show you the little blooms. So it won't be long, and we'll have some little cucumbers. And we did have to replant this. It came up spotty, but we have went down through the areas that didn't come up, and we have replanted. And so it's beginning to fill in, and so we're thankful for that. We'll probably have all the cucumbers that we could possibly use. Here's our summer squash putting on blooms. Sadie's saying hi to y'all. Summer squash putting on its blooms. We have some beautiful plants. I don't see any signs of squash bugs yet. You can see that whole row of squash. No squash bugs yet, but it is definitely a daily chore to check, because as you know, you can have a gorgeous, beautiful row of squash and come out in the next morning and they're just awful. Squash bugs is probably our #1 enemy. Over here at the end of the garden, we have this junk pile. Well, it's not really junk. Those are T-posts, and they'll be able to be used, but everything gathers over here out of the way of the garden. And we have some more volunteers. We have all this dill has come up, and it's looking gorgeous in amongst all of the stuff that's not counted as garden. And we're thankful for it, because we can use that with our pickles. I'll just kind of scan down through here and show you our tomato row. I say row, this is a double row all the way down through there, and we have another row on this other side, and the grass is coming up. We got to get a tiller down through the middle of it, and we haven't switched to the ground cloth that a lot of people are using. That may be an option that we use in the future, but right now we're just tilling between it. But our tomatoes are looking beautiful. We've got them in these cages, and they're growing up through here and starting to get green tomatoes. And there's some little ones there, and some beautiful. This tomato plant here is not quite as tall as me, but it doesn't have much to go, and we'll begin to seeing some fruits of our labors. And I can almost taste a bacon and tomato sandwich. Doesn't that sound good, guys? Do y'all like mayonnaise with yours or Miracle Whip? I am a Miracle Whip person with bacon and tomato sandwiches. My mom was a mayonnaise person. I don't do much mayonnaise except for tuna salad and stuff like that, but let me know what you guys like. Are you Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? This is what I was trying to show you guys, this real crumbly, dry, hot dirt. But if you go down just a little bit, you run into moisture, see? But, I mean, this is, if we don't get some rain soon, this will, see, it's still packable, and right now it's good, but we've got to have some rain. The corn is looking really good. We're excited about that, and looking forward to a good sweet corn harvest, and it's growing, keeping on doing its thing. Well, in the midst of all of the things that are looking good, we have a challenge with a few things. Now, I probably shouldn't tell this on Papa Tex, but he would tell it on me for sure. But we had to replant the beets because we accidentally got about half of them with the tiller, and we had to do the same thing with the okra. Train! Sorry, guys. Okay, guys, where we've had fortune with some things. We've had, you know, pretty good onion crop. The cabbages are bouncing back. The cucumbers are finally catching on, and it won't be long. We'll have some good, yummy cucumbers. I like them as pickles, but I also like them just as sliced cucumbers, and onions in a vinegar and water solution. I love that. Looking forward to it. Shouldn't be too long for those yummy tomatoes to come off for bacon and tomato sandwiches, or just plain old sliced tomatoes. The peppers are coming on. The beans are beginning. Some of them are kind of slow getting started. And the okra, the first row, didn't come up really good, and Grandpa again got kind of close with the tiller. So we moved that row and replanted the okra, and it still hasn't come up. So I'm curious to see, this garden usually grows so much okra. It's kind of like the squash. You're just begging for it to quit. You give it to everybody, and you give it to everybody, and you know, you run out of people to give it to. And we fill our freezers with it, and we pickle it. So this year, I don't really know what's going on. I'm hoping if we get a good rain in the next few days, that with the heat, because okra likes heat, that it'll come on and start growing. If not, I'll have to plant again, and this will make the third time. And that's just not normal for us to have to do here at Cedar Creek. But that's another thing, another example of what I was talking about a few weeks ago, when people say, why do you plant so much? It's because you never know how your plants are going to come on and what kind of harvest you're going to have. So we'll be looking forward to getting that okra up and get it going. The watermelons are the same way. The cantaloupes, they're being slow getting started. We do have a few popping through, so hopefully with all the rain and we get our irrigation set and we can regularly water. I haven't had to water, but you can tell that now it's becoming a necessity. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and before I go, I promised you an update on our little duckies, and I hear them coming now. Here is my beautiful flock of ducks, and They have really grown from those first little yellow babies that I dropped at Tractor Supply when the box gave way, and they went all over the floor. So you can see that they're coming along. Out of the original 12, I've still got 9. And they were supposed to be khaki Campbells, but you can see I've got 3 that really look like, and a rooster, sorry about that. I have 3, and of course he's going to stand right in the way. I have 3 that really, really look like runner ducks. This one and 2 more. And then the others are that really pretty color. And I have 1 I think is a hen, so they think that I've got something to feed them. They eat all the time. They eat out of my hand, and they would eat if I just let them. And they're taming down. Not enough that it's a danger. They won't come to just anybody, but they know who their mama is, don't you, babies? And they're wanting me to feed them, but they've already been fed. But I think that they're beautiful little babies, and I haven't decided yet who Grammy Quacker is, but I'm sure Grammy's in there somewhere. And I've got one. This one here is limping. I'm going to have to get it down and see what's going on with this little foot. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Well, last but certainly not least is Howie's marigold bed. Now, they have come a long ways. The shorter ones in the back are ones that I planted this year in memory of my Howie. But all of these tall, big, bold ones are the ones that Howie planted. And you can see back behind me, they have went crazy. And so I love this little flower bed. I started to say it's just marigolds, but I noticed that it has a coxcomb growing in there too. And at one time he did have coxcomb and marigolds in here, and it was really pretty with that bold red set off by these yellow marigolds. And so I think I'll just leave it. It came up on its own, and we'll enjoy it for what it is. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. And just to see what's going on. We have a few challenges, but we have a lot of God's blessing too. And I hope you guys are doing well where you're at. Stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. Thank you guys for your concern for me, from wearing a hat to wearing sunscreen to drinking plenty of water. So, well, I'm going to go in where it's cool and get me a big glass of ice water and relax for just a little bit, and I'll get this video up for you guys. Tomorrow I'm headed to the cattle sale. I've got a bull that needs to find a new home where it can start dating the ladies again, and we will we'll have fun. And I may even take you guys along just to show you our little cattle sale. I know Howie's done that once before, and I may do it again if they don't have any issues with us recording. So we may go on a field trip tomorrow. I want to say thank you to those that have sent me birthday presents. It was so thoughtful of you. I've received cards. I received a tin of delicious cookies from a little lady, and she, Linda, she sent those to me, and she sent them through Amazon, and there was no address or anything for me to send you a thank you card. But I just want to tell you, sweetheart, that was so thoughtful of you to send those to me, and I appreciate it. Well, this is Josie, wishing you guys a very, very blessed and restful weekend. And maybe it'll cool off a little bit and we'll get some rain. I know you guys out west really, really need the rain. We're praying for those that are family members of those that were in that terrible, terrible collapse of that building in Florida. And we're just thinking about everybody. And until next time, I love you. We're gone.